Hey guys, welcome to the first YouTube video of my new channel, Cerberantolop Angling. And today I just wanted to do a quick lure video of a newer lure. It's newer for me. Recently you could only get this lure in Japan, and it's been in the US for a while now. You've been able to get it, but they're very hard to get right now. So I wanted to show you guys this bait. It's the Gary Yamamoto, or now Yamamoto baits. Yamatanuki, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is a really cool bait, guys. I've watched a lot of other YouTubers videos on it, and I want to do my own because I got to fish it. There's not a lot of information on it out there, and I think it's a really cool bait. So it should only be about 5 minutes, so bear with me here. So this is the 3.5 inch. It comes in two other sizes. I think one's like a 2.5 inch, and I'm pretty sure they have one even smaller. But I think the 3.5 inch will be good for most situations. It's fairly finesse bait right here. But who knows, those other sizes could come in really well on those ultra pressured bass. So I'm going to show you guys how to rig this bait first of all, and then we'll talk about how it looks in the water and how it works and how to work it and stuff. So I'll rig this bait weightless on a 3/0 hook. And you see a lot of guys say to rig it on a 5/0 hook. I think that's a little big personally. I'm going to rig it on a 3/0 hook, and as you guys can tell, of course EWG, because it's really thick plastic, it's going to have plenty of room to push that hook through and get a nice hook set. It's also to note that this plastic is really soft, so you're not going to really have an issue with a hook set anyways, as long as you're using appropriate gear. And we'll go ahead and talk about that. Of course, rig it weightless. The gear I like to use is just your standard medium heavy rod, 7 foot. You can go longer or shorter if you want. It doesn't really matter. 7 foot medium heavy is gonna fish it good. I did try it on a spinning rod, and it casts a mile because, as I said, this bait is very dense and full of salt. It's fat, and so that makes it really heavy. It casts a mile on a spinning rod, but it's just a little heavy for your average spinning rod, unless you guys are throwing a little bit heavier outfit, then it might work. But I like to fish this bait around the cover and stuff, pretty thick cover and stuff, so the bait caster allows me to make really accurate casts up in there and allows me to get the fish out once I hook it. Of course, 7 foot medium heavy, 15-pound fluorocarbon. You know, your basic setup. They'll literally work with just about anything. Is going to work with this. You could obviously go heavier if you're fishing heavier cover. You go up to heavy action rod, you know, and pitch around heavy grass and stuff, or even use braid on this. It's whatever, but I think a medium heavy 15-pound fluorocarbon setup is gonna be good for most situations. And let's go ahead and talk about the action on this bait. So the action on this bait, whenever you cast it out along your target, you want to throw this at any shallow target. You know, this is going to be a phenomenal springtime bait. I've already caught several big fish on this bait, man. And it mimics a bluegill really well, as you can tell. It looks just like a bluegill. Maybe not as much out of the water, but once you guys put this in the water, it looks exactly like a bluegill. I'm not even joking. It looks dumb out of the water. It looks like a turd, basically, but I'm telling you, whenever you cast this out into the water, it mimics a bluegill perfectly. The size and profile is just absolutely great. Of course, Gary Yamamoto comes in a bunch of different colors. Green pumpkin, black flake is the color I have right here. Baby bass is another good color. I think it will work really well whenever you're fishing for those clear water bass that move up shallow in the spring. And of course, black and blue. And they have a whole other array of different colors that are going to work great, depending on the situation. And yeah, it has a decently slow fall, a little bit faster than your average Senko. It's gonna shimmer down like that, just horizontal like this, and that tail is just gonna shimmer like that. Okay, so now let's talk about how you guys need to work the bait. So it's pretty simple, pretty much just like your basic Senko. It's gonna be fun, but I did find a few ways you can work it to maximize its presentation that you can get off this bait. That's just to cast it out, let it sink on your target, just like a Senko. And then this thing, it sinks a little bit faster than a Senko, so it allows you to work it a little bit more. Instead, it allows you to cover a little bit more water, but also work an area a little bit better. like you would with a Texas rig or something. So what I like to do is let it sink down along the target, whatever I'm fishing, and then I like to let it sink to the bottom. Then I like to just jerk it a little bit like that. Kind of like you would a Texas rig, a little bit harder than you would a Texas rig, but not quite as hard as you would a fluke, okay? If that makes any sense at all. You just want this bait to go, dance around kind of. Not like a shad, but like a bluegill, basically. It's what you're trying to mimic. Then you're gonna let it fall again, and you're just gonna do that, adjust your cadence a little bit. Try to fool the fish into body. And, this bait skips really well because the mass and the flat bottom of the bait is gonna allow you to skip way up under stuff really well. It's probably the easiest bait to skip in the world. Easier than a Senko. As long as you got your reel set right on your bait caster. And, yeah, so situations I think this bait is really going to work for you guys in the way it's worked for me so far in the year is whenever guys are throwing a wacky rig. Whenever they're batting a wacky rig really well, try throwing this and you might get a few more bites. You might get some really big bites because the fish haven't seen this. It's going to work in those same times that a weightless Senko and wacky rig are catching big bass. But this might catch you bigger bass, and this might catch you more bass because fish haven't seen it. It's a different profile, all right? Because bass definitely get conditioned to baits after a while, and this is something that they haven't seen, and it's something that looks ultra realistic in the water. I'm telling you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys try that out. And I'm not really sure where you can get them right now. I've had this pack for a while, but hopefully you guys can find some and give them a try. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe and leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to respond. Thank you guys.